I get down.
If it's written in the stars, close your eyes and listen to
Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about QJMOTOR GSR 800, this bike. And fast forward, I'm gonna tell you one thing straight away. This is the fastest Chinese bike, period. And I do like it a lot. The heart of the beast is this engine. This is 4-cylinder inline liquid-cooled engine. It has 773 cc, 105 horsepower, and 78 Newton meters of torque. And this engine is crazy fast. My dear people, let me tell you one thing. On this bike, once I crack the throttle open like that, I feel scared. The engine is so punchy, it's so jerky, in a good sense. This is a very fast bike. According to QJMOTOR, it goes from 0 to 60 in only 3.4 seconds. In my case, I managed to accelerate from 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds, and I was wearing gear, so I was like 90 kilograms or even more. And I was going up the hill, and it was just crazy fast. Again, the biggest problem for me is to launch the bike. However, once the front wheel is connected with the asphalt, that bike just flying. So 800RR has traction control, and if you don't like it, you can turn it off. But I feel like it will be a suicide because this bike is really powerful. I do believe that you have to keep traction control on all the time. That was a big wheelie. Actually, I still can do some wheelies even with the traction control on, so probably have to be careful with dropping the clutch on this bike. But still, guys, most of the time, if you're being smooth with the bike the way it's supposed to be done, the bike performs just well. But it's really nice to see that you can adjust everything in this bike, so I feel like it's a really cool thing. This bike doesn't follow the trends, and it doesn't have ride-by-wire throttle. It has a cable throttle, but again, it's super responsive. I do like the feedback of the throttle, and I feel like most people like it. The carb weight of QJMOTOR is 207 kilograms, which makes this bike super stable on the speed. Again, once I ride in a very dense traffic, I wish this bike could be a bit lighter, but this is not a bike for a city. This is a machine made for a track, and I think that this is the best track-oriented bike, period, which is made in China. The front suspension, the front fork, comes from Marzocchi, and this is an upside-down fork. It's fully adjustable, you can make it harder and softer. The other day I was looking at BMW S1000RR, and it has the same front fork, which is just crazy, taking that the price of this bike is only 53,000 RMB. And from behind, 800RR has a monoshock, which is fully adjustable. Again, it comes from Marzocchi, and one thing that I love about it is that it's really easy to adjust, just like that. Twist it a bit and it's done. Taking how fast this bike is, of course, it's supposed to have great brakes, and the brakes are really good. On the front we have 320mm dual disc. It has Brembo 4-piston caliper, and the performance of the brakes is just incredible. I cannot say enough good things about those. From behind, it has a 260mm single disc, and again, it has 1-piston caliper which comes from Brembo. I think that these brakes are really good for a city, for a track. You will not be disappointed for sure. And one thing to mention is that, of course, the bike has ABS. This time it has two types of ABS, a road mode, a road ABS, and a off-road ABS. Yeah, like all those guys, they just do that all the time. But brakes, guys, are really nice. I didn't test off-road ABS, but I feel like it's a very cool feature to have. But taking that this is a track or city-oriented bike, I don't really think that it's a very important feature, but still nice to have. This bike has a new exhaust pipe. I can't say that I like it a lot, but it sounds awesome. And in case you don't like the design, you can change it, no problem. Speaking about ergonomics, it has 850mm seat height. If I sit on the bike, I'll look like that. Of course, this is a sport-oriented bike, so it has really high foot pegs. So if I ride this bike fast, I look like that. Actually, I'm slouching a bit, as you can see. You can cover your face right behind the windshield and you are well protected from the wind. In front of me, I can see this nice fuel tank. The capacity of fuel tank is 16 liters and I see those really nice handlebars. Actually, I would say the position is pretty nice. I feel pretty comfortable riding fast on this machine. In my opinion, some Ducatis, for example, Ducati 939 or Ducati Panigale, feel a bit better in this position. Again, guys, so I'm 1 meter 85 centimeters. I feel really comfortable. Yesterday, I was riding for 6 hours, no break, and I do feel great. The seat is really nice and soft. I cannot complain about that. I do not feel that it's rubbing my butt. I feel great. But one thing is that once you ride with the passengers start complaining about the seat. But again, this is a sport bike. I don't think that you're going to ride with passengers a lot. This time QJMOTOR made 2 power modes. Actually, these 2 modes feel the same. They're crazy fast and it has normal mode and sport mode. Again, I did not spot the big difference, but it's really nice to see. The levers on 800RR are adjustable. I do think that those mirrors do a good job and look nice. And I want to say a few things about the design. Actually, this bike is still reminiscent of SRK 600. So I was pretty skeptical. I was like, oh, listen, this is the same bike, right? But actually, it does look a bit better in my opinion. First off, the winglets are way better, way bigger. So they create significant downforce. And it has those air pockets, which look really good, and they are very useful. They can cool down the engine once you ride fast. And talking about the engine, once you ride fast, the engine is not running hot, which is just incredible. Great job, QJMOTOR. I didn't expect that. 800RR is featuring slippery clutch. It has 6-speed gearbox. One tiny complaint I have about this bike is that even though the gearbox is smooth, sometimes when I'm in neutral, I try to shift down to the first gear and I cannot do that. Yeah, so I'm trying again and again and again and again and again. Yeah. It took me 5 seconds to turn into first gear. I kick the pedal pretty hard, but nothing happens. It happened to me like 2 or 3 times, and this is a brand new bike. And I don't know, maybe I just got unlucky. Maybe other bikes would not have the problem, but it happened to me, so be aware of that problem. And again, I was measuring acceleration, and pretty often I do slip into neutral once I'm riding, but probably we just need to get more experience riding these bikes. It has beautiful LED headlights and taillights. Once you start the bike, it has a special effect. People like those. I like those as well. I think that the front part of the bike looks really good. It is reminiscent of Panigale, but this time this bike goes fast, almost as if it's a Panigale. So this time I'm very happy about the design and I'm very happy about the performance. They are matched together. I don't really know whether you know about it or not, but QJMOTOR has bought MV Agusta. I think MV Agusta engineers helped to achieve this sort of performance. This time I think that QJMOTOR and MV Agusta are not going to let you down, guys. One of the biggest pluses of this machine is this insane stability. Once you ride fast, you feel solidly planted on the asphalt. It feels as if bike is on the rails, as if it's a train. This punchy engine, this insane stability, they work together so well that you just don't want to stop. And I feel like the guys who are going to buy those bikes, they will never be disappointed. I do want to see what you're going to say about these bikes, because I feel like there is not a single person who's going to say that this bike is blank, doesn't look good, doesn't sound good, doesn't ride well. I feel like everybody is going to be satisfied, and people who rode previous QJ motors are definitely gonna be surprised. Alright guys, so let's wrap it up. I do like this machine. It's super punchy, super fast, acceleration just crazy, super stable, insane. Please tell me what you think about this machine. If you have an opportunity, you can ride it. I do want to know what you say about that. And it is time for me to say goodbye. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, leave the comments below, and I see you in the next videos, guys. See you, everybody.